Hey y'all, Jen Hernandez, Loan with Jen. So today we are going to talk about home appraisal versus home inspection. What is the difference? Are they the same? Are they different? What's needed when you're buying a house? Stay tuned. Okay, we're back. Hey, before we get started, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. We release 2 videos per week about things that will help you in your home search to be informed to make the best decision for yourself. Okay, home appraisal versus home inspection. So both of them are needed when you're purchasing a home. A home inspection, we're going to start with that. A home inspection is done in a period of time from the time you sign the contract with a seller. That's called the execution date, and it's signed by buyer and seller. Generally, and every state's a little different, so you want to make sure and talk to your local realtor about how the inspection period applies to you per the contract. But in Texas, you have a certain defined period of time to get the home inspected. Now, you don't have to have an inspection, but it's definitely, it's not required, but you should do it. So a home inspector, you're going to make the appointment from your friends or a realtor, get some maybe some trusted endorsements to some inspectors, and the cost is going to vary depending on how many inspections you get. Are you going to get a termite inspection? Definitely recommended in Texas. Is it going to be just a mechanical working inspection? Is it going to be a foundation inspection? Are you going to inspect the stucco? Are you going to inspect the air quality? So as you increase the number of inspections or types of inspections that you're having, that's going to increase the cost. So again, talk to your local realtor about how much to anticipate. So it can be as little as $300 and as much as $1,000 or more dollars, just depending on how many inspections you have. So back to the home inspection process. You have a defined period of time where you can normally perform any inspections and not be out of contract and still just back out. So again, every state's a little bit different. Inspections are not mandatory, but definitely urged. I definitely recommend them. The home inspector is going to go in the house. They're going to have their iPad now. Everything is super official and fast. I know that when we've had homes inspected, we had the report within 4 hours of the guy going out there. So again, depending on what you're getting inspected, it could be several hours to a whole day, depending on the size of the house, etc. So the inspector is a certified engineer, and they're going to see that electrical and mechanical and things are working, and the AC and the heater and all those kinds of things are in working order. Is there a rot? Are the GFI, is everything done to code? Are the electrical outlets all working, etc. So it's super detailed. And then you're going to get that and decide, is this a house that what's the deferred maintenance? What's the cost? That's something that your realtor is going to help you with. Now, the lender doesn't need a copy of the inspections, nor do we want it. So that's between you and the realtor and the seller to work any repairs or any credit towards repairs out, okay? So that's a home inspection. Now, home appraisal. So the home appraisal is done by the lender. So if you're paying cash, you don't have to have a home appraisal, and if you did, you could just choose who you wanted and pay for it yourself. But the home appraisal for the lender is chosen by the lender. So there has to be definitely an arm's length. Arm's length means arm extended, like not too close to the person. So the lender chooses independently who is going to do the appraisal. The seller, nor the agents, nor the buyer can have any say in who does the appraisal. So we have a predefined list. We order the appraisal. The Home Valuation Code of Conduct it's called HVCC for short. It was enacted back in 2008, post Dodd-Frank, when a bunch of legislation changed in our industry. And the lender has to also prove that they use a toggle system, or that we use a random selection of appraisers from our defined list, so that we don't have anything tainted in the selection of an appraiser. So again, we're talking about home appraisal versus home inspection. Lots of good detail you don't want to miss. So back to home appraisal. The lender chooses the appraiser through a random selection on our predefined list. By the way, if anyone gives us a bad appraisal, they're off our list. So just to let you know, lenders do maintain an integrity about their list to make sure that the appraisers on their list are licensed and doing a good job and doing good reports. It's a pretty rigorous process. So we order the appraisal. Turn time depends. I mean, in normal market times, if there wasn't dynamics of a challenging low inventory market or high inventory market, average in a perfect world is probably 5 to 7 days. However, depending on when you're watching this video, market dynamics can change the turn times of appraisals, okay? So the appraiser makes an appointment via usually the seller's agent. It goes out to the house and they do what's called an inspection, where they're there for like maybe 20 minutes. They measure, they view visually the property. Now, they're not inspecting the property for how it works. That's what the inspection is for. They're not seeing if the dishwasher works and etc. They're just visually seeing, are there any signs of disrepair, like major disrepair that would signify like foundation problems or something that's unsafe, okay? Other than that, they're there just to remeasure, make sure everything's in good condition. And then their report is done afterwards. Now, again, depending on the market dynamics, the turn times on these reports can vary. Sometimes they do the inspection just to fit it in because they're in an area, but their report may not be till a week later. So again, when you're buying the house, you've got to check on the turn time with your lender, what the market is turning on these appraisals, okay? So the appraiser has a valuation ethics that they're supposed to, that they have to adhere to as far as, how they determine the comparables. Now, this video is not about how an appraisal is done. Maybe I've just given myself a new topic, but it's just basically the difference between a appraisal valuation and the home inspection. So the appraisal is turned into the lender, and so if you're purchasing the house, for example, for $300,000, we want the appraisal to come in at least $300,000 and not below. So actually another topic just came to my head that I will make on what happens when the appraisal comes in short. So we'll go through that, but the valuation is what the lender uses to make sure that the loan to value, that if they're loaning you 95%, that they're loaning you 95% on the lesser of the price or the appraised value. So again, if it's priced at $300,000 and the appraisal comes in at $295,000, we're gonna base the 95% loan on the $295,000, not the price of $300,000. So again, valuation, appraisal versus home inspection. The appraisal is the market value, what the homes are selling for. We want it to be equivalent to the sales price. Otherwise, we'll adjust the lending terms. Or the home inspection, which is really your analysis, or your checking off the list of knowing how in repair or disrepair that home is, to know what you might have to spend money on in the future. Do you want to buy a lemon, or do you want to buy a house that needs a lot of repair? Maybe you do. So that's what the inspection is for. So I hope you have found this helpful. Again, please subscribe to our site, Loan with Jen, on YouTube to get more videos. We release 2 videos a week. Good luck with your home search. Talk to you soon. Legacy Mutual Mortgage is an equal housing opportunity lender. The opinions expressed here do not reflect those of Legacy Mutual Mortgage.